Here's the best strategy you'll probably ignore for law firm marketing. Hi, I'm Ryan Gray from Law Firm Marketing Hub, and we live in an attention economy. Everything is driven by attention. Attention is the new currency. Your ability to attract and hold attention is actually starting to become the difference between a successful business and a wildly successful business. That one ability is creating the difference between someone who's successful in a very, very short and compressed space of time compared to someone who takes years and years and years to succeed. Now, to attract and hold attention, you don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to be a rock star. You don't have to be an entertainer, although that does help, obviously. You do, however, have to be useful and valuable. Those are the two critical things because especially in the field of law, people come with a lot of preconceived ideas, a lot of preconceived notions about who lawyers and attorneys are and what they do and what they're going to do and whether they can be trusted or not. And they have a lot of these preconceived approaches. Now, it's your job to break down those barriers because those barriers are there. And the goal is to become personable enough to attract and hold their attention long enough that you can get your message across and you can actually educate them on, hey, we're actually decent people. Hey, we're here to help you. Hey, if you employ these strategies, you're likely to get a way better outcome. And plus, you'll help me along the way as your lawyer and attorney. Now, the thing that holds people's attention the best is video. Now, you can get across in 1 minute of video many thousands of words. And I'm sure that you're familiar with the saying, a picture tells 1,000 words, a video tells 1,000 pictures. So you can get a lot of leverage with a single video. And if you're doing videos more regularly, then you're really on the road to success. The reason that video works so well is because you can convey personality. And right now, you're subconsciously even judging me in this interaction that we're having right now. You know, how qualified are you to do law firm marketing? Are you a nice guy? Do you have my best interests in heart? These are all things that your subconscious is tracking for in video. And so by leveraging video, you're able to do a lot more in a shorter space of time than you are with 1,000 or 100,000 words on a page, as people actually read less, not necessarily in our profession, in law, but generally speaking. And the massive advantage the video has is that you're able to get a lot of face time with a prospective client well before you actually speak to them. And you can do this essentially on autopilot. You don't have to be there on the sales call doing the work to get a level of depth of that relationship. Now, most law firms market themselves as a commodity. They're a service, they give their years of experience, they say we care, they're the number one law firm, etc., etc. It's all more or less the same thing. But what video can do is, because you're conveying more of your personality, because you're conveying yourself as an educator, you can set yourself and your firm apart as an educator, as a trusted advisor. Now, we have a particular methodology that we like to use when creating video. And it's going to set you apart from being just one of the same, a commodity, the same as everyone else, competing on price. Now, if you can inspire someone to do something different, if you can motivate them to take action, if you can educate them so that they know more, and probably most importantly, if you can transform the way they think, if you can present a different worldview or a different view or take on something, and you can change their thinking, they're going to connect with you and see you as the expert, as the advisor. So those four things can really make a big difference: to inspire, to motivate, to educate, and to transform. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can introduce a new concept. Now, in law, there's not a whole lot that's new, unless you have a particularly new take on things. And this is where you could actually describe or provide some transformation to someone in the form of it still being an old concept, but you translate it into a new thing through new communication, through a new style or a new viewpoint on this old thing. So you can either present a new concept or an old thing presented in a new way. Now, a good way to do this is to actually run it through your own experience. Now, I've been on a bit of a journey with this as well over the last 12 months, and it's about looking at things differently, looking at what we do and analyzing how we can put a new angle on it. Something new, something fresh, something that's going to excite people, something that's going to enlighten them, to be really, really valuable as opposed to just giving them 5 ways to this or 6 ways to that or 7 ways to do this. Let me give you an example of this. I made a video recently on ways to dominate on social media. Now, I could have talked about the usual boring stuff. You can pay for ads, you can put out organic content. But instead, what I did was I wanted to go a bit deeper. I wanted to present something new on an average or ordinary topic. And so I started talking about things like being controversial and telling people what they want to hear and doing the boring work, which is being consistent. And that is a much better way of presenting information instead of just giving people the same old information that everyone else is giving. It takes a little bit of extra thought, but overall, it can have a much, much greater impact. So I hope that you don't ignore this strategy, and I hope that you're able to put this into practice because you can do a lot with content. You can build relationships deeper. You can increase your conversion. You can make more money. You can build that connection with your prospective clients so that when they turn up to have an initial consultation and conversation with you, they already know about you. They already like what you do. And to some degree, they can trust that you're an expert in your field because you've given them enough value already.